Welcome back. Megan is over at the news desk, keeping tabs on the latest national and international news happenings. Megan?
Morning, Alex. Well, unfortunately, 4 suicide bombers struck a pair of Yemen's capital city's mosques this morning during the busiest prayer time of the day. As of 6:30 this morning, 120 people are dead and more than 350 people are wounded, including minority politicians and religious leaders. According to Yemen's spokesperson in D.C., one bomber detonated himself inside the mosque while another waited outside for people to flee and then activated his bomb. An attempt at another mosque was thwarted by security and there were no casualties. A global security firm said the ISIS faction in Yemen claimed responsibility for the attacks. And Donald Trump is no longer in the business of firing, as he recently announced plans to hire a presidential exploratory committee. The Apprentice host is starting to raise money and publicity as he considers a run for the Republican presidential nomination. Political analyst Dean Spiliotis says Trump's unpredictability may work to his advantage. Trump spoke yesterday in New Hampshire at a private residence to around 300 people.
Unbelievable response to that. And people are always saying, is he going to run? Is he going to run? You know, I have a great television show. I do have a great life. I have a business that I love. But the country is going to hell.
Well, Trump says he's serious about running this time and thinks his constituents will be excited as well. Illinois Representative Aaron Schock announced his plan to resign after being caught up in an expense scandal. The FBI is still investigating whether or not Schock wrongly accounted for campaign expenses and donor contributions. And what started with a feature story on Schock's Downton Abbey-themed office has now grown into a full-blown scandal, as the FBI is currently delivering subpoenas seeking testimony before a grand jury. As of 8 o'clock this morning, the Justice Department has launched a full-scale criminal investigation into Schock's office and campaign expenses. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has changed his position on a Palestinian state just days after re-election. Netanyahu said Monday a Palestinian state would never exist. Thursday, he rescinded that statement by saying he is seeking, quote, a peaceful two-state solution, end quote. He is now open to the possibility of a demilitarized Palestinian state that recognizes Israel as a Jewish state. This two-state solution is preferred by the United States, but relations with Israel remain strained. Well, let's take a break from the madness in Israel and maybe go over to the madness here in March. Jenny, what do you got for us?
Yeah, Megan, March Madness began yesterday and it is already living up to its name. In the afternoon, third seed Iowa State faced 14th ranked UAB. The Cyclones had won 5 straight games, but the Blazers proved early on that they were going to put up a fight. The game was back and forth for both halves, with neither team taking a big lead. With less than 8 seconds to go, Monte Morris's tip-in put the Cyclones within 1, but it wouldn't be enough. The Blazers were able to keep control for the final seconds to upset Iowa State with a final score of 60-59.
Later on in the day, there was another matchup between the 14th and 3rd seeds. The Georgia State Panthers were looking to pull an upset against the Baylor Bears. The Bears had a comfortable 12-point lead late in the game, but the Panthers weren't done yet. Georgia State managed to go on a 10-point run. With less than 3 seconds left, R.J. Hunter's three-pointer sealed the deal for the Panthers. Georgia State upset Baylor with a 57-56 win. That evening, North Carolina was hoping to avoid the upset trend when they faced Harvard. The game came down to the final minute after Justin Jackson hit a jumper to tie the game. His fast break allowed North Carolina to edge out Harvard with a final score of 67-65. March Madness is back in action today with 16 games. 2 number 1 seeds will be playing later on in the day. Duke faces Robert Morris at 4:10, and Wisconsin faces Coastal Carolina at 6:20. From the WCC, Gonzaga will play 15th seed North Dakota State. And 2 California schools will be looking to move on when UC Irvine hopes to upset Louisville and San Diego State plays St. John's. The madness begins this morning right now. And the madness is continuing at Pepperdine this weekend as well. Today will start men's baseball's weekend series as they face rival LMU for a 3-game set. The Waves are coming off a close win against Dartmouth on Wednesday. The number 4 men's volleyball team will be taking on BYU at 7 p.m. tomorrow. They'll be at Firestone Fieldhouse hoping to get another win under their belt after defeating Harvard. Sunday, the number 16 women's tennis team will face Gonzaga at 12 p.m. They'll be returning to the home courts after a sweep victory over number 19 Arizona State. That's all for the weekend sports. Be sure to head out there and support your Waves. Back to you, Shayla and Alex.
Thanks, Jenny. Yeah, there's definitely, I know that March Madness is madness for everyone. I mean, there are employers, employees, everyone just wants to watch the game, so.
Everyone gets really into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, coming up next, we definitely have some interesting celebrity news that you will want to hear about.
And you won't want to miss our interview with Songfest cast member Shannon Tiefertiller coming up.